Shout out to Shannon Sharpe here. Right here, we see the headline. Shannon Sharpe says he will no longer be responding to negativity following recent thread. So recently, this what had happened was this. Let me show y'all. Okay. Should I do a fair use on this? So recently, Shannon Sharpe had came to the defense of Caitlin Clark on First Take, right? And he basically called out, players, other players in the WNBA with suffering from "how about me" syndrome. You know what I mean? So anytime somebody want to give Caitlin Clark her props, right, then you'll have a whole bunch of WNBA fans or other, but particularly, the B Dubs. Let's keep it a buck. That are fans of the WNBA or just a fan of just black women, period. It's always, what about me? What about the legends of before? But it's just like, can we give Caitlin Clark? Can I just give her a props without me having to be like, praise be to the ones before her? You know what I mean? So that's what Shannon Sharpe was calling out on his on First Take. Now the problem is you'll have the pro black simps on Twitter trying to call out Shannon Sharpe on that issue. So right here, he says, my issue is Shannon Sharpe never speaks on the disrespect the rest of the women of the WNBA experience, always defending Caitlin. The WNBA disrespect didn't start with Caitlin. They've been disrespected for years. Caitlin's buzz made that hate way worse, and people who try to have the other women's back got called haters by people like Shannon and Stephen A. Smith, who wanted us to be thankful for ratings boost. And then right here, Shannon Sharpe responds to the male simp. He says, that's your issue, not mine. I have no issue with anything I've said in regards to WNBA and its players past or present. And then right here, I guess somebody that was using Meg Thee Stallion's filtered photo. So he probably thought it was a random BW talking ish. And she goes, I'm sure you don't. And then he goes back at her and said, why are you on my page? Don't you have another horse to rob of his hair? Stop trying to kill my vibe. Yo, that's wild, man. That's wild. Anyways, but I guess that's basically what's going viral because he said that tweet. He said, don't you have another horse to rob of his hair? But I guess people are calling out Shannon Sharpe because the picture that this person is using is not whoever this account is. This is a picture of Meg Thee Stallion, right? So that's why people are mad at Shannon Sharpe. He said, somebody said, Unc, they're going to have you on the Shade Room making another apology video for that comment. He said, for what? Meg didn't tweet me, the clown did. So right here, I guess this is now, this is the tweet now that he posted recently, where he said, I will no longer respond to any negativity. It's not that serious before. I've got kids and I would upset with them if they responded in this manner. This is beneath me. Y'all pray for me though. But I'll say this. Hopefully Shannon Sharpe doesn't apologize further more than this. This is kind of an apology, but it's more of just like, you know what? I was on one last night. I probably took it too far, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But obviously you're gonna see via the comments, right? Let me show you the comments real quick. Okay. Let's see here. So right here, somebody said he doesn't like black women. You can tell. Oh Lord, here we go. here we go. I will say this. It's crazy. Like, because I've gotten this comment on my page too. I've made fun of Latino women being fat, right? Them having the gordita genes. I've made fun of Asian women poisoning their husband's food. We make fun of Asians all the time, right? Even them making fun of them for cooking cats and dogs. You know what I mean? And we want to be sensitive about the Haitian stuff, but we've been making fun of Chinese women for years about this stuff. So we do this to the Chinese, right? We make fun of Asian women for simping over Brad, whatever. Brad and Chad, right? We make fun of white. I'm notorious for making fun of white women for aging like milk. And what's crazy? I haven't had a single complaint. I'll say this from white women. I haven't had anytime I would say something about women, they will just say, hey, don't talk about women this way, blah, blah, blah. And they'll be sensitive about me talking about women in general. But if you say, I'm talking about, you say one thing about black women, Now I've been conscious of understanding. Look, I already know that demographic. They're very sensitive, so I try not to even, like, before I used to like really try not to even talk about them, right, like that, because I didn't want to make my channel that way. But when I remember specifically, I dropped a video. Let me show y'all something real quick. I dropped a video, and I've had people complain about me saying about us talking about black women even before this video, but this was the final straw for me. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me see if I can pop this video up. So right here, I dropped this video in 4 months ago, where Charleston White was talking about why black male athletes end up dating white women. So when I explained this video, the comments from the black male, the pro black male simps and the black women on there, I was like, bruh, just check the comments. Just check the comments. That was the final straw for me. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of having to literally walk on eggshells talking about black women. Meanwhile, I make a reasonable video on why black male athletes end up dating white women, which is not the majority, especially black male athletes of the past. It's not necessarily the majority of black male athletes doing that. And I just talk about just the finances behind it. Why? And you're just like, and you'll see the comments. So right here, you're seeing all the top comments from me, whatever. But there were plenty of comments on here, because you know how the algorithm works. They put the comments that you like up top, but the ones you disagree with down below. But right here, you'll see a lot of comments now that you see at the bottom, where it was like you would see comments. Oh, they're probably on the newest too. That's a whole other thing. But you would see comments where just like, oh, you must hate black women, or you must you must hate your mom, and all this stuff. Oh, white women aren't any better, and all this stuff. You're just like, I never said that. So that was kind of like the last straw for me. I was just like, bruh, like I can't continue to be dodging the obvious. You know what I mean? And even then, I still don't make fun of black women's hair. I'm conscious not to do that, because I already know they're sensitive about that. You know what I mean? Like, I do a lot of things to make sure I don't purposely step on their toes. I don't constantly mention that they're the last picked on dating apps. I don't do that. Like, I rarely do that. Anybody that follows my channel, I rarely bring that up, because to me, it's not a matter of, because this is how I look at it. People talk about, you're making black women look bad. Well, it's not me making them look bad. They kind of make themselves look bad. I don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? I don't even have to say anything. Tommy Sotomayor doesn't have to say anything. They just make themselves, they shoot themselves in the foot the most. It's not what we're saying. You know what I mean? So that's kind of always been my attitude on that. You know what I mean? And for the people that are sensitive about that, I don't know what to say. I don't understand how I can make fun of white women ad nauseum about them aging bad, and them divorcing, graping their husbands, the worst, them yapping. I've literally said on my channel, look, white women ages 18 through 23 are amazing, but after 23, it's like it's that's not something you want. And I've had zero complaints from white women over that. Zero complaints from Latinas when I make fun of their weight problems. Like, it's like, and I'm physically attacking them, physically, with the verbal attacks. And then for like some black women, you're just literally like, can you just be a little bit nicer, or can you not like be on scam mode? Like, or you'll just a little bit of correction, and you're really saying it out of love, really, because I don't have to be doing that, and they take it as hate. So, you know what I mean? That's just a demographic of people that you can't, you don't. Me, I'm a firm believer. You don't pander to BWs at all. Don't do it. That's a recipe for you to fail. And look what happened to the Shits and Giggles podcast. They laughed at a joke that Andrew Schultz said. Andrew Schultz said the joke, and then they had to apologize for the joke that Andrew Schultz said. They had no smoke for the white dude, but they had smoke for the black podcasters for laughing. What kind of bruh? Anyways, they had no smoke for Andrew Schultz though. That was interesting when I saw that story. I was like, so I'm like, so they're not gonna give Andrew Schultz no smoke, even though Andrew Schultz made a response video laughing at them, laughing at the Shits and Giggles podcast co-hosts apologizing. I was like, bruh. Yeah, anyways. So somebody said black men always bring up hair when arguing with black women. Is y'all cool? Well, when people are arguing or going at people, they're gonna bring up the thing that you're most sensitive about. And this is why black women's hair gets brought up, because it's pretty obvious that they're very sensitive about their hair. So that's why when a lot really people in general, when they go after black women, if they're arguing, their hair will get brought up. So somebody said white women wear weave too, please leave us alone. Well, yeah, we know that, but he was just specifically, he looked at the Shannon Sharpe looked at the profile, and he made what's that tweet? He saw the profile. He didn't know that was Meg the Stallion, and he was like, "Whoa!" He said, "I spy with my little eyes some mean weave." You know, that's something I heard in middle school. Just to let you know, I heard that in middle school. Anyways, anyways. Shout out to this woman right here. She said, now y'all talk ish about black women and men in these comments every day, but now he's out of pocket. The shade room baits y'all more and more each day. Facts. That is the point. I'll just say, I might just even end it off. Shout out to this sister right here, Mocha Bray. Shout out to her. It's interesting, man. Like I talk about this on my channel all the time. It's interesting where people draw the line. I've seen black women like black women and black men make fun of all types of stuff ninjas is doing. Make fun of people's teeth is crooked. Them making fun of white people and them aging bad as well. Them making fun of white people not seasoning their food. I've seen them make fun of other black men. I've seen black women make groups making fun of black men getting arrested by cops and them being turned on sexually by it. I'm not making this stuff up. I showed you the video on one of my live streams before. This happened. This is the stuff that will happen on Twitter. But this is where you draw the line. If a black man is making fun of your hair, that just shows this is why people will continue to go after your hair, is because it's clear that black women are very sensitive about that subject. So I will say this: hopefully Shannon Sharpe doesn't apologize. I would not apologize for making jokes, because I've seen people make jokes about all types of stuff. It's just interesting where we have to draw the line, especially somebody like myself, right? Where I've been made fun of on a lot of my physical characteristics, which is completely out of bounds. I'm talking about when I was like a kid. But we got to draw the line off of, black women deciding, to put somebody else's hair on their head. Now, me personally, I'll say this, in fairness to black women, I understand a lot of the times it's a double-edged sword, because I know there are laws where they can't even work certain jobs, or there's certain jobs that they can't even wear their natural hair, because if they do, it could be a problem. Or when they were in high school, they couldn't do a certain sport because they had dreadlocks and all this stuff. I get that, trust me. So it's a double-edged sword. I'm very sympathetic to that, but for it to be like where Shannon Sharpe has to put a statement out there just because he told you was robbing somebody else's hair, I mean, I don't think he needs to apologize for that. But we shall see in the next 24 hours or so. We'll